Hello friends, today we're going to talk about two-step inequalities, and you're going to find that they are a combination of solving one-step inequalities and two-step equations. I mean, we're really learning nothing new today. So again, two-step inequalities. First thing you want to do, let me adjust my camera just a little bit. You want to solve for the constant. Remember that number that's all by himself? We got to get rid of him first. And then just a reminder that if you multiply or divide with a negative, you have to reverse the symbol. And that's usually the step that we forget. So we need to be very careful when we do that. Alrighty, so let's do a couple of practice problems. Now, nothing's changed. We're going to have to draw our wall. And the constant here is 1. That's that number by itself. So we're going to have to subtract 1 on both sides. So that's 2x is less than negative 26. So now the second step, we got to get rid of the constant. The coefficient. We got to get rid of that 2. So we're going to divide by 2 so that x is equal to negative 13. And of course, we can draw them on our number line. It is a open circle, and it's going to the left. Alrighty, easy peasy. So let's look at this one. Now this one's got a fraction in it, but don't panic. We can still use our Desmos calculators. Now I'm using my phone for my video, so I'm going to use my calculator. And sometimes that does convert it to decimals. But that's okay because fractions and decimals are basically the same thing. So draw your wall. We're going to subtract half on both sides, which means that 2x is greater than or equal to negative 5.5. And I am going to change it to a decimal just to make my life a little bit easier. For those of you who want to see the actual number, that's fine. So now we're going to divide both sides by 2. And in your calculator, you have that negative 5.5. Okay. And then you're going to divide by 2. And that's negative 7.5, or negative 2.75. And we can convert that to a decimal, fraction. Convert that to a fraction. So that's negative 2 3/4. Sorry about getting all tongue-tied. All right, so let's go back here. Again, draw on your wall, taking care of your constant first. So we're going to subtract 3 on both sides. So that leaves you with 2x, and that's going to be negative 1. Divide both sides by 2. So that x is greater than, now you have this fraction, and we're going to leave it a fraction. Alrighty, now, this is a big one. So, what are we going to do first? We got to get rid of the denominator. So, denominator first. Little note to self. So, we're going to wrap both sides up in parentheses. Draw your wall. They cancel each other out, so that leaves you x minus 7. And that's going to be negative 12. Now we're going to add 7 on both sides so that x is less than or equal to negative 5. All right, keeping going. So we're going to draw our wall, take care of the constant first. So we're going to add 2 on both sides. So that's 3/4 x less than or equal to 12. Now you have a fraction. So now we're going to multiply both sides by 4. So that 3x is less than or equal to 48. And now we have to divide both sides by 3. This actually ended up being a 3-stepper, didn't it? So the answer is 16. Very good. Now here, excuse me, we have decimals. No worries. We're going to subtract 3.9 on both sides. Again, you can use your calculators. You can use your calculators throughout this whole skill. Okay, so that's going to be 2.08, 0.4x. Now we're going to divide both sides by 4/10. And the answer is 5 2/10. Now the last one, excuse me, is going to involve our distributive property. So we have to set up our problem. So, you know what, I'm going to do it. Well, let's set it up right here. So that's 2x plus 10. Remember, you're multiplying here and you're multiplying there. And I know that says equals, but let's make that an inequality sign. So we're going to subtract 10 on both sides. So that leaves you with 2n is greater than or less than or equal to -12, and divide both sides by 2 so that n is less than or equal to -6. There you go, friends. Bye.